Welcome to 13 News at Noon on this Friday, which is a weather impact alert day. So we want to get right to meteorologist Sean Ash tracking what's to come and also the timing. It's kind of deceiving because it looks great out there right now.
And that kind of unfortunately will work against us here. I think yesterday the front to trigger and bust up the cap was too far west. That won't be the case for today. So let's get into it here and show you what's happening. Yes, plenty of sunshine. And I want to stress again, plenty of dry time today. And depending on your location, these storms may not get to your area on the eastern part of the state till 8 o'clock. So you have a lot of dry time outside. You can see the blue sky here. Temperatures ranging from 72 with a little cloud cover in Richmond, 81 in Terre Haute. And we focus on the moisture. Got a little break. We had a little weak axis push through. You can see the higher values there in Columbus and Bedford, and those will gradually start to build back toward the north in the coming hours here. This cloud cover coming from overnight thunderstorms along and south of the Ohio River. This is the front that we're talking about that will come rolling in, and that's where we're going to be looking later today for the storm initiation. We will get an update here during our show. It would not surprise me if the red or the moderate zone, the level 4 zone, gets positioned farther to the north to encompass the metro area. Even if that doesn't happen, just know we're going to have all kinds of thunderstorms regardless of what level you're in. And speaking of those levels, 3, numerous severe storms, 4, the potential for strong thunderstorms and high wind, and 2-inch plus hail. In terms of a timeline, the storms that build in Illinois should reach the Indiana border roughly around 6 o'clock, get into the metro area in the 7 to 9 p.m. window here. The storms that will be on radar during this evening will likely be severe. We expect swaths of wind damage, several tornadoes, and a few of those unfortunately could be strong. We'll have more coming up here in just a few minutes.
All right, Sean, and anytime severe storms are in central Indiana, you can always stay up to date with our extended weather coverage on WTHR+. That's where you can find our live Doppler 13 radar and our weather team, who of course will be with you until the storms pass. Just download the free app now to watch on your TV. An Indianapolis man is in jail today without bond, accused of causing a deadly crash and then driving away. The crash killed a 4-year-old boy and critically hurt 2 others. 22-year-old Danny Wimbleduff now faces a list of charges. They include reckless homicide, leaving the scene of an accident resulting in death, leaving the scene of an accident involving catastrophic injuries, and leaving the scene of an accident involving serious bodily injury. It happened last week when investigators say a car blew through the red light at Raymond and State, crashing into another car and a bicyclist with a trailer carrying that man's young son. The boy died. His dad and the person in the other car were both hurt. Wimbleduff's next court hearing is set for July 14th. Right now, a Lafayette man is awaiting sentencing after pleading guilty to killing his 3-month-old son and beating his wife with a tire iron. Court documents say Elisard Moneas got upset with his wife in August of 2024. His wife says he left the apartment with his 3-month-old son, Jacob, before returning and then hitting her multiple times. Police issued a silver alert, but ultimately found Jacob's body in a bucket inside a Lafayette apartment. Moneas is back in court July 1st. Also this afternoon, we know the name of a 42-year-old man killed in a shooting on the city's east side. The coroner's office has identified that man as Joseph Lee. Lee was shot yesterday at an apartment complex on Jamestown Court, which is near East 46th Street and North Arlington Avenue. Metro Police tell us while investigating, they did arrest a person in the area for unrelated warrants. They're working now to determine if that person was involved in the shooting. We'll let you know when we find out. The legal team for a former Morgan County teacher accused of having group sex with students says they plan to use a mental illness defense. Brittany Fortenberry's attorneys are now asking the court to appoint 2 to 3 doctors to assess her mental competence. According to court records, the defense argues they believe Fortenberry has a mental illness, but that would need to be confirmed by qualified experts. Fortenberry is facing 29 charges after several young boys came forward alleging the former teacher drugged them and had sex with them on multiple occasions. DCS reached out to parents of potential victims following the initial arrest, leading to more charges. Right now, a coalition of clergy is asking for an apology from Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith for his recent comments about the 3/5 compromise in the original U.S. Constitution. They want Governor Braun to denounce the remarks as well. Our Rich Nye brings us this group of pastors calling out a pastor at the State House.
This was a great move by the North to make sure that slavery would be eradicated.
Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith is referring to the 3/5 compromise, which only counted slaves as 3/5 of a person in the population count in the 1787 Constitutional Convention. Beckwith made the comments April 24th in a video posted on his X account.
This is racism. The rhetoric is lethal, and we've seen it before, and we've come to call it what it is.
The governor was asked recently about Beckwith's comments.
I definitely wouldn't have used that characterization, and I don't like it.
About 50 clergy members joined together to call on the governor to more strongly condemn Beckwith's remarks.
What we have now is black and white, diverse religious organizations, and others standing saying, this is not what we want Indiana to be.
This coalition says that Lieutenant Governor Beckwith's comments are particularly troubling because Beckwith is a Christian pastor himself. And this group is willing to offer forgiveness, but they first want a retraction and apology.
Your remarks contradict the gospel that we preach. Reverend Beckwith, your remarks contradict a gospel that calls us to truth and love and respect for all people. What you said causes harm.
I cannot allow this type of language leading to revisionist history, which in turn leads to oppression of my fellow brothers and sisters made in the image of God.
The president of the Concerned Clergy of Indianapolis delivered a petition with over 1,100 signatures to the governor's office, asking for a response with moral clarity. In Indianapolis, Rich Nye, 13 News.
We did not hear back from the governor's office with a response. Micah Beckwith's office did respond with a message saying, quote, "We don't have anything additional to add at this time." Well, for the first time in 16 years, Indigo says it's planning to increase bus fares. We want to break it down here for you so you know what to expect. Here it is. A $1.75 base fare could rise to $2.75. A day pass would cost you $6. If you take the bus every day, a one-week pass would set you back $24.75. Indigo leaders pointed to inflation, fuel prices, and increased labor costs as the reason behind the proposal.
Reasonable. I think most people would agree that it would be unreasonable to think we would never increase fares. So if we're going to do it after 16 years, it sort of feels like now is as good a time as any. It's going to be hard no matter what, but we want to at least talk about it and hear what the community says.
They're going to take a vote on the new policy. Not a done deal yet, but they'll take a vote on it August 21st.